Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about one of the things that comes up. And I had someone in my comments say, Jason, why don't you talk about nutrition a lot more? It's just important, if not more important than training for lifters. And well, that's where I'm going to disagree. And I'm not saying nutrition isn't important for health, because nutrition is very important for health. It's critical for health. But if your diet is relatively healthy, nutrition actually takes a back seat to your training. Meaning, when you start tinkering with nutrition, you're essentially trying to get a 1% advantage. And I do mean that. You're not going to get 50% of your training results based upon changing your nutrition. And I want people to understand this is a strength, fitness, and sports type fitness channel. Right? We are interested in performance here. We're not talking about getting peeled to 8% body fat or anything like that. Okay, nutrition becomes a lot more important for that, but if you're at 8% body fat, you also don't care about your health. Okay, because that's not healthy. That's just as healthy as being morbidly obese. It's just as unhealthy. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be getting ripped. And since this isn't a physique prep channel and it's not something I follow, I couldn't even tell you who won the Mr. Olympia this year. I have no idea. We generally don't care about that here. So what we're concerned with is our athletic performance, our strength. And while nutrition matters to those things, it's not the big, pivotal, massive, important, overarching thing that people seem to think it is. It just really isn't. What do I mean by that? If you're hitting your target calories for your goals, you're getting plenty of protein, and you're eating a reasonably balanced, healthy diet, your nutrition is probably 99% on point of what you need as an athlete. And I want people to understand that there are ultra elite athletes in a variety of sports who don't even have a nutritionist. Because they don't care. It doesn't matter that much. And I think people would be surprised if you look at some of the diets of the best in the world. I don't care whether it's NFL, Olympic lifting, a host of other things, world-class sprinters. A lot of times their nutrition isn't as complex or as elaborate as what half of you guys are out here doing who are tracking your macros. Okay? Their nutrition to be the best of the best isn't even as elaborate or complex half the time as what a lot of you guys are already doing. Right, that should tell you something. And again, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but let's be realistic here. You're generally nitpicking for the point of obsession. Or you're nitpicking because companies that sell products have told you you need to know this, and this, and this, and buy this product and this meal plan. Well, let's be realistic here. There are people who are setting world records in strength sports and guys who are quite lean doing it who follow diets on opposite extremes from each other. Okay. You see people doing ultra high carb, very low fat. You see people doing keto diets, paleo diets, all sorts of different stuff that are vastly different. They're vastly different, yet they're all still winning. They're all still strong. They're all still jacked. Maybe the specifics of nutrition, as long as your diet is balanced, aren't as important as you think they are. So what would my nutrition recommendations be? Follow the sort of diet that makes you feel good, makes you feel energetic, athletic. If it happens to be a lower carb, higher fat approach, then do that. If you feel better on high carbs, low fat, do that. What I am going to tell you is you shouldn't be sitting around eating processed food. Because that's the funny thing, is that some of the people who I see who will stand there and talk about the importance of nutrition will follow goofy-ass flexible dieting and they eat junk food every day. Well, I'm not sure where you're getting the idea that nutrition is that important if you're willing to just eat whatever crap and fit it into your macros. Okay, clearly nutrition isn't that important in that case to you. But what I will say is that, yeah, heavily refined foods are probably not ideal. You probably shouldn't be eating them, not just to do with performance, but overall health. Probably not wise. And I'm not saying you can't do them in moderation. But people need to remember a large segment of the population can't do moderation. That's why we have an obesity crisis. If you're one of those people who can't eat just one donut, you probably shouldn't be eating stuff like that at all. Again, let's be realistic about it. Follow a whole foods based diet. Follow a whole foods based diet. What do I mean whole foods? Single ingredient foods. Single ingredient foods. I mean, what am I eating these days? I think people will be surprised because I've done quite well doing keto type diets. I've done quite well with higher carb diets. Right now I'm doing quite a bit higher carb. Right? Most of my protein sources are lean protein. But it has to do with, for me, satiety and energy. I'm in a small calorie deficit and training very, very hard. Okay? I need the extra training fuel. Carbs are more valuable to me than fat. I actually feel good on high fat diets. I enjoy them. But I'm just eating starchy carbs. Fruit. Lean meats. Lean dairy. A lot of Greek yogurt. In fact, I like the 000 stuff with the added fiber. I eat a lot of rice. It's single ingredient food. And white rice isn't as bad as it's been made out to be. The data doesn't support that it's some terrible, horrible thing. Some of the leanest, healthiest populations in the entire planet eat white rice heavy diets. And I said that many years ago. People get angry at me. A lot of beans, although I do refried beans. Oh no, the sodium. Well, the sodium is performance boosting. Right? I do a lot of fat-free refried beans. I eat a lot of potatoes. I like mashed potatoes. A lot of fruit. Particularly melons, especially when I grab them on sale. Cantaloupe, watermelon. I eat a lot of chicken breast. That's what I eat. Throw in a few vegetables here and there. Other fruits. Sometimes I'll buy 10 pounds of frozen mangoes. Nice to munch on. Frozen berries. Right, mix that in your Greek yogurt. Some frozen blueberries or frozen strawberries and Greek yogurt. Good to go. That's pretty much what I eat. But I eat a lot of starchy carbs. Rice, beans, potatoes. That's what I'm eating these days. And it's fine. Whole foods, balanced nutrition, getting everything I need, plenty of protein. So what I would say is whole foods based diets. I'm not telling you to eat exactly what I'm eating there. I don't care what you eat. Make sure that your diet's not nutritionally deficient. Make sure you don't need to supplement a bunch of stuff. Try to get a gram of protein per pound of body weight and eat the target calories that you need for your goals. If you need to gain weight, then eat more calories. If you need to lose weight, eat less calories. It's pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. Don't eat junk food. Don't sit around eating processed stuff. I don't care what diet type you adhere to. I don't care whether it's a low carb, high carb, whatever. Make sure you're eating a good mix of plants and animals. No, I don't tolerate vegans, by the way. Veganism is ridiculous, and I ban them outright on my channel. I'm not interested in their cult. Yes, I think they're insane and stupid. But we don't need extreme diets. We don't need anything extreme. Whole foods. Eat single ingredient foods for the most part. Track your calories. Hit the calories you need for your goals. For most of you out there, that's 99% of all that you'll need to know for nutrition. And I'm not saying you can't look at a lot of stuff like your gut health. Looking at things like your gut flora, right? I'm not saying you can't be concerned with all these things. But if we're at the point where you think nutrition advice beyond what I just gave is going to particularly impact your muscle gains or your performance or your strength, sorry, you're just deluded. That's not reality. It's not going to impact it to the degree that you think it is. And again, I want people to note, I'm just telling people to follow whole foods based diets. If you have a particular strategy that works well for you and you feel good, follow that. But I want people to grasp that there is no magic secret to some magic macronutrient breakdown. There is no magic secret to any of that. That's why I'm not even a fan of counting your macros, because there is no advantage to specific macro ratios. There isn't. That's nonsense. And those are the people who tend to work in the most garbage and refined foods and stuff anyways half the time. And they're like, well, I got lean, so clearly it works. You got lean, but you're still a weak pussy. So it clearly didn't work too well. You're right, squatting 500 pounds. Didn't help you too much as a lifter, did it? But, again, it's pretty simple. Target calories. Hit your target calories of what you need to be where you're at for the current week, or to gain or lose the amount of weight that you need to lose or gain or maintain this week. Okay, track your calories. Get plenty of protein. Follow some sort of whole foods based approach. It could be a specific diet, or it could just be just whole foods. Pretty straightforward, guys. Nutrition for lifters outside of your basic health is not as complicated as you've been bullshitted into believing it is. It just isn't. Alright guys, so that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.